Have you ever considered how HR cases are secured in ServiceNow? In this knowledge transfer session, we will be going over the COE security configurations. COE security configuration policies are the configurations for HR case security. It determines which groups have access to read or write to HR cases that are in a specified COE or of a specified HR service or group of HR services. Let's begin. In the top menu, I'm going to click All. Then I'm going to type COE security configuration and click on the module link. Here I have the list view of all my configured COE security policies. I am going to click New in the upper right-hand corner to create a new security policy. Now that I have opened up the form, I will give my policy a name. Then I will select a COE in which my policy will act upon. I can select Applies to all services, which means that the policy will apply to all HR services of the currently selected COE. When the checkbox is unselected, I can specify which HR services this policy applies. The list collector reference field will only display HR services within the selected COE. If I select the Applies to all child COEs, it means that the security policy will be applied to all COE tables who are a child of the current selected COE. This includes all services of those COE tables. You will also note that the Applies to all services checkbox gets checked and goes to read-only. Here on the right side of the form, the Application field gives me the application scope of the COE policy record I am configuring. The Active checkbox indicates the active status of the policy. Type indicates the type of access this COE security policy grants, whether it's read or write. I can add a short description to my policy. The Applies When field is the condition builder that allows me to specify the HR cases to which the policy applies. The Group Related list allows me to select the groups who will have access based on this policy. If no group is selected, then no group is given access. In this session, we discuss configuring the COE security policies. Here are some tips regarding the COE security policy configuration. 1. When the COE security policies are configured and active, if I am in the list view and I do not have access to a case, I will not receive the message, "Number of rows removed from this list by security constraints." There will be no message. This is because an on-query business rule is used to evaluate the security policies. 2. If you will be restricting access to cases based on assignment group, you will need to create two policy records, one blocking all case access and the other one granting access to all cases where the applies to condition is assignment group is dynamic, one of my groups. In this, groups will only have access to cases that are assigned to their group and not others. You may also need to create a policy that allows some groups access to every case. This is to take into account cases that are not assigned to any group.